When the other person begins to act petulantly or nitpick, your first response can be a calm statement. I won't go down that road with you. This conveys that if they wish to blow a minor issue out of proportion, they are welcome to do so on their own. You will not waste your energy joining them. Your second response could be, you have the right to hold a different opinion. This acknowledges that the other person is entitled to their own perspective while simultaneously encouraging them to reconsider their behavior. A tactic that often helps them calm down. The third response is, I believe you are better than this. When someone behaves in a petty manner, it is often because they feel diminished on the inside. This statement serves to encourage them to rise above that feeling and demonstrate their better nature. A veteran Wall Street investor has repeatedly emphasized that whether or not an individual achieves a true breakthrough, a middle age depends not on the amount of cash they hold at 40, but rather on whether they have, prior to turning 40 solidly, cultivated three intangible assets. The first is your professional credibility. Simply put, this asks in a specific field, are you the one of the first person people think of when they encounter a problem? If your name gradually becomes synonymous with reliable, your value becomes virtually irreplaceable. The second is the breadth of your information. The essence of wealth creation lies in monetizing information asymmetry. You must continuously feed your mind with high quality, scarce information, while simultaneously building an intricate network of connections to discern where capital is flowing. The third is your capacity for discernment. This entails not merely the skill of identifying the right answers, but more importantly, the wisdom to have the courage to say no to the majority of opportunities that, on the surface, appear enticing. Once you have sufficiently accumulated these three assets, you will no longer need to trade your time for money, for you yourself will have become the highly valuable asset of all. The primary principle of arguing effectively, much like a legal professional, is to keep it brief. The longer your questions are, the more likely the other party is to provide an off-topic response, or even choose to address only a small fraction of what you asked. Therefore, it is ideal to focus on a single factual point with each inquiry. This approach elicits a more direct answer. The second principle is to avoid injecting excessive emotion. The more likely the other person is to become defensive, an outcome that ultimately undermines the strength of your own logic. The third principle is to refrain from using profanity. While expletives may lend an air of assertiveness in the moment, they serve as a distraction and diminish the professionalism of your argument, much like adding too many spices to a dish, which ends up masking its natural flavor. Reese Witherspoon helps many authors promote their books through her book club. She presents a very friendly and cheerful image, telling authors, I can help you promote your book for free and help you sell more. However, she simultaneously demands priority or partial rights to adapt these books into films in the future. Authors usually happily agree, and Reese uses the book club to test which books are most popular, then selects the top performing ones to buy film rights, ultimately producing movies that bring in tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars. She always emphasizes her sunny story of helping authors, but the underlying business logic is actually much smarter and worth learning from.